Oh, she's blinding. What is up, you guys? For today's video, we are going to be trying out a collaboration that I am so excited for, and that is the brand new Bretman Rock X Wet n Wild collection. I saw this on Trendmood's page, and I was like, I need that as soon as possible. I just love the packaging, and I thought it was so cute for spring and summer. And also, though, when I saw the collection's eyeshadow palette, oh my gosh, like this is literally me, and all of the colors I love to use, so I was like, I need this as soon as possible. But if you'd like to see how I did this look using this palette, as well as using some of the other items in this collection, then just keep watching. Ooh, my retainers got the best of me right there. But if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a like. And also, if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kit, where I post a bunch more tutorials over on there if you're looking for some inspiration. Since I'm planning on using a bunch of shadows today, the first thing that we are going to be doing is priming our eyelids, and today I'm going to be using my absolute favorite, which is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So as those babies are primed and ready to go, now we can jump into using the palette, and seriously, the color story of this palette is so gorgeous. Like, when I first initially opened it up, I was like, wow, like these are really beautiful jewel tones, and you just don't see a lot of these types of colors like all in one palette, which I really think is awesome that he did that. But the first shade that we are going to be going in with is this really pretty lighter aqua shade called Anaconda. And then using this Sigma E35, I'm going to be popping this in the outer third of my crease, as well as using it to round out my outer V. But like, dang, she's pigmented. So I'm just gonna go in with a second layer just to build this baby up and get it a little bit more intense, because girl, on this channel, we love our shadows super intense and just really rich in pigment. But like, wow, like I'm literally over the moon about like how nice this shadow is. With this collection, I also did get a couple of the brushes, and I'm really curious about them, especially the highlighting one and this one right here for eyeshadow. It's like this really small little blending brush, and I've heard amazing things about the newer Wet n Wild ones, so I want to see how this one works. Okay, but this brush though, oh my gosh, it is literally so cute, and also the hairs are really soft, but like, look at the handle. It's like this gorgeous like yellow metallic into a reddish kind of pink, and then on the side here, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like Bretman's signature on it. See if my camera will focus, but it's right on the side. It's just such a cute little brush. And one thing I do want to note though too is I love the shape of it. Like, I feel like it's gonna fit a lot of people's eye shapes, and it just has a nice kind of like bend to it too. So as you have that applied and blended out, the next shade that we are going to be going in with is this gorgeous hot pink shade called Flamenco. The names in this palette are so scandalous, but what I'm going to do is apply this color right in my crease in the inner third of my eye, and then I'm also doing these little circular motions blended upwards towards my brow. But like, holy shit, that is a lot of pigment. That was only one dip, but like, wow, like I'm just so impressed with like how much pigment that is. Like, that is insane. Like, seriously, like that is awesome. This is really giving me an 80s vibe right now. I don't know about you guys, but the next shade that we are going to be going in with is this really dark green in the palette called Venomous. So I'm just going to use this Luxie 243 little precise crease brush, and I'm going to be popping this right in the crease in the outer third of my lid. So what I'm using is Venomous to deepen up that green that we just applied. I'm also using it to round out my outer V just a little bit. So off camera, when I was like building up the shadow as well as blending it out, I am noticing it is giving me a little bit of a harsh line that is really tricky to blend out. I don't know if you can see it, but like right in here. Kind of there, like it's not like super bad, but it definitely is very prominent. And what I'm trying to do is like lightly tap it out and just trying to buff it in general, and even doing like these little circular motions, because I want to try to get it as seamless as I can. But as you can see, it just doesn't want to move. And also, one thing I have noticed is like on this side of my face, I can get it to where I want it to be with the pigmentation. But on this side, it doesn't look as dark. And I've done the exact same amount of layers because I was trying to make sure I was. But I don't know what's up with that. And even on this side, you can kind of see it's giving me like this weird like harsh line kind of situation. And I mean, it's unfortunate because the color is absolutely gorgeous. I just wish that the formula wasn't like this. So the next shade that we're going to be going in with is one of the shades that is really catching my eye, and that is this beautiful deep red shade called Two Can Play at That Game. And it's like this beautiful, like almost oxblood red. And then using this Morphe M507 brush, I'm going to be applying it to the inner third of my crease, and then doing these little circular motions to blend it into that pink. But I will say, I was expecting that shadow to be a lot darker. Like in the pan, it is like this beautiful, like deep red. And then when you apply it, it definitely applies more like a true red. So do keep that in mind if you do use this shadow, because now my look is starting to look like a Christmas look. But I will say, like, the red, it has pigment, but it just doesn't apply like it does look in the pan. And it also just, I don't know, it just isn't what I expected it to be. It's still pretty though. But I do wish it was that really deep, rich red. It definitely looks like Christmas threw up on my eyes right now, but we're gonna fix that in a minute because it is February, it is not December, and I am sick of winter. And the next shade though that we are going to be going in with is this really pretty blue shimmer shade called Deeper. And the names in this palette are so scandalous, but yet they're kind of funny at the same time. And then using this Anastasia A10 brush, I'm going to be applying this right between the greens and the pinks that we have going on. And I'm just doing a back and forth motion. And also when I'm using this brush, I'm taking it the long way, so up and down, and then I'm just doing those back and forth motions. And also, if you apply this shadow with a fluffy brush, it'll make it so it doesn't apply like a shimmer and more like a satin. This is not turning out how I expected in the slightest, but you know what, we're gonna roll with it because you know what, by the time I wash it off, I'm gonna love it and then I'm gonna regret doing it. So we're just gonna kind of see what happens with this one. Now don't get me wrong, I don't mind the blue where it's at and I don't mind it how it's blending into the red, but I want like a little bit extra of like a purple pop. I feel like it would really complement this look well. So what we're going to do is go into the purple out of the palette. It is so beautiful. And this one is called Feline Myself. I always feel so awkward saying names like that. I feel like I just look so cringy. But what I'm going to do is take this brush from the BH Cosmetics Marble Luxe set, and I'm taking it the long way. I actually have used this brush so much and washed it that the name isn't on it. But it's one of those like pinched brushes, and I'm just taking it up and down and then doing these back and forth motions between that blue and the red just to help blend them a little bit better together and also just give like this little hint of purple. Because I feel like it's just going to look so cool with this look. Man, I am loving how this is looking so far. Like going into this, this is not what I had planned, but I think it looks really cool and I cannot wait to see the full unfinished look. But right now what we're going to do is deepen up this outer V situation that we have going on. Because don't get me wrong, like the green is really, really pretty, but like next to the blue, it almost looks like the blue is deeper than the green, which is not what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is take that Luxie 243 that we used earlier with that green, and I'm just going to lightly tab it into that black called Alpha, and then go right back into the green. And then by mixing these two colors, I'm hoping that I can get this really pretty deepened green without it being a black shadow because I don't want it that dark. I just want like the green that we have going on just to have a little bit more depth to it. And when I'm applying this, I'm only focusing out where that green is and then slightly bringing it into the blue. And I'm also using barely any pressure on my brush because again, I do not want it to overpower this look because then I'll kind of get rid of that effect that we're looking for. Okay, but this look though is such a mood. I just love the overall depth that we're getting, and also it kind of reminds me of like lights in a way. I don't know if you get that vibe too, but I will say that green, oh my gosh, like I cannot get that dark green to blend out any better. Like I tried my hardest and you can definitely see like I have a little bit of a harsh line going on, but overall though, I'm really impressed with how these shadows are and I really love the pigmentation of them. But with that though, off camera, I'm just gonna quickly cut my crease and then I'll be right back. So after you cut your crease and the base is 100% dry, now we are going to start working on the lid. And I don't know, at first I was going to go in with a shimmer on the lid, but now I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm really liking this like full-on matte look with like the lighter color on the lid with like the really deep rich colors in the crease. So instead we are going to be going in with this really pretty matte off-white shade in the palette called Coconut Connoisseur. And then using this flat shader brush from BH Cosmetics, I'm going to be packing it anywhere that that base is showing. And when I'm doing this too, I'm making sure that I'm like pressing it in and not swiping. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of Venomous on this A3 brush from Anastasia, and I'm going to be packing it on this harsh line that we have from cutting our crease. And when I'm doing this, I mean like I'm really packing it on. And then afterwards, I'm lightly flicking it inwards towards Coconut Connoisseur to blend the two colors together. By doing this, what'll happen is I'll just give it a really nice gradient fade and also tie in this outer V portion that we have going on. So I'm actually just going to go in with a little bit of Alpha and Venomous mixed again because I don't know, I just cannot get Venomous to look good in my outer kind of V situation. Like it just looks really, really chunky. So I'm just using the same brush and I'm just like really pressing it in. But as you can see, it just kind of like lifts right here and it's really, really hard to correct. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Anaconda on this flat shader brush out of the collection just to try to melt this like Venomous mixture that we have going on into Coconut Connoisseur. I'm having a real hard time trying to blend these two parts together, so I'm hoping that this shade can do it for us. And unfortunately, this brush just does not want to pack on pigment. I wonder if it would be a lot better, you know, with like a concealer or, you know, cutting the crease because it just doesn't hold eyeshadow all that well. I really wanted to do an all matte look today, but I don't know, I just can't get this like outer V to look super even. So what we're going to do is go in with the highlighter out of this collection, which is called Liger. It's a really cool looking highlight. I've never seen something like this before. So there's two different highlights, so you get a more champagne one, and then this one's like a deeper gold with like a little hint of pink to it. And then using a flat shader brush dampen, I'm going to be applying the champagne highlight anywhere that we applied Coconut Connoisseur. And I'm slightly overlapping it with that Venomous mixture that we had applied. But wow, that is really shiny. Like, that is so pretty. I cannot wait to use that as a highlight. So off camera, I did clean things up a little bit because I did have some fallout on my face. And also, I did do like a little line of liner on my top lash line because we are going to be going in with the mascara out of this collection, which I am so excited for. This is called Bad Bitch Lift, which I feel is just like the best name that Bretman could name a mascara. Like, it definitely fits his branding. I haven't opened it yet, and I'm really curious to see the brush because I haven't seen it yet. Ooh, I was not expecting this. I was actually expecting more of like an hourglass shape than this, but I'm really curious to see how this works because I don't think I have a mascara with this type of shape. Now, normally I would curl my lashes first, but when you call it like Bad Bitch Lift, I'm assuming that it can lift my lashes. So I'm just going to go in with it without curling them. And also, I do want to say is that this is a black mascara. I don't think that they had other colors. I think it was just this one. Ooh, that's making my lashes look really nice. I don't think it's like lengthening them though. It just is kind of like volumizing and separating them. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see my lashes because they are very stubby and very sparse, but this mascara is actually really cute and I really like the color of it. Like, it's not like a gray black, it is a true black, which I really love. But I will say, like, with the formula, it gives me volume and separation, but it doesn't give me length, and that's something I really wish it would give. But I do like that it separates my lashes like really nice. Like, it actually looks really pretty. And also, I'm really impressed because I didn't curl my lashes and it definitely gave me like a little bit of a lift, and that's actually really impressive, especially for the price of this mascara. Like, I wouldn't have expected it to do that. So as long as my lashes don't kind of like droop downwards, as well as if this mascara doesn't flake, I could definitely see myself using it again. So here's where I'm at right now with the look, and off camera, I'm just gonna quickly apply my complexion products and then I'll be right back. So here's where I'm at right now after applying my complexion products, and man, I'm just loving how this is turning out. It is just so colorful and so fun. But now we're going to start working on the lower lash line, and the shade that we are going to be going in with is the first one that we used, called Anaconda. And then using this Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush, I'm just going to be popping this right underneath the lower lash line, doing these back and forth motions. So once you have that lower lash line done, now we can do my absolute favorite part, which is the inner corner highlight. And I mean, you could go in with that champagne shade out of his highlighter duo, but honestly, I kind of want to mix it up a little bit, and this one keeps on calling my eye. And this is a really pretty, like, yellowy gold, and it's called King of the Jungle. And then using this pencil brush out of the Lavender Luxe set from BH Cosmetics, I am packing the shit out of this into my inner corner. Like, I want it extra blinding. And I'm also bringing it underneath the inner tear duct area to open up the eye, but like, wow. Like, that is such a shimmery shade. I will say, like, I thought it was going to be a little bit more gold when applied, but it definitely looks more like a yellow shimmer. And I feel like that just complements the palette so much better. And last but not least, now we are going to be using the highlighter, and not as an eyeshadow, and now on our face, and then we are going to be using the brush that came with the collection. So I'm really hoping that this will work on me because, like, on the brush, it looks a little too dark for my skin tone, but you know what? We're gonna try it out anyways. Oh, she's blinding. What? I was not expecting that, like, at all. But, like, holy shit. Like, look at that. And I mean, like, I barely put, like, anything on my brush, and, like, look at how insane that is. And also, it is not giving me a cast, so if you have very fair skin, it won't give you, like, that, like, ashy look on your cheekbones. It just looks like a really nice, healthy glow. Like, seriously, like, this is a really underrated highlight. Like, that actually looks like a lot of my high-end ones. But yeah, so here's the finish, like, using the Bretman Rock collaboration with Wet n Wild, and oh my gosh, like, literally, I love how this looks. It is so cool, it is so fun, and I don't know, I just really enjoy the colors and the color placement. But nonetheless, I do want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions because there's a lot of things that we tried out today, and I want to give you guys a full rundown. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow formula, and I have a lot to say about this. And first things first, let's talk about the mattes. Like, the mattes in here are so crazy pigmented, like, they are really insane. However, some of them are a little tricky to work with, especially like this darker green right here. That one gave me the most problems out of this whole palette. Like, it was just really hard to get a nice blend with it. And also this black right here was really tricky to use too. It gave me the exact same problems as that darker green. But the other mattes in here, you know, like this brighter teal shade, the purple, the pink, and the red, they were really nice. They had a nice pigmentation to them and they blended out like a dream. As for the shimmers in this palette, this blue right here, I can't say for sure if it looks really awesome on the lid or if it's super sparkly, since I did apply it with a fluffy brush to try to make it look a little bit more like a satin. This gold right here, oh my gosh, like that is literally such a cool color. I really enjoyed it in my inner corner. Like, it just has like this beautiful like yellow gold, almost like a metallic but with a lot of shine to it. It literally is such a beautiful color and just so underrated. As for the Bad Bitch mascara, oh my gosh, I am literally so impressed with this mascara. Like, I applied it without using a lash curler and it gave my lashes like the most beautiful lift. I will say though, with the formula, I wish it would give me a little bit more length, but I do like that I can build up a lot of volume with it. It also does give me a lot of separation. If you're into mascaras or if you're like wanting to try out a new one, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. As for the highlighter duo, oh my gosh, like this highlight is absolutely stunning on the face. I'm not the biggest fan of it on my lid. Like, I really wish I would have used something else that had a little bit more shine and sparkle to it. But on the face though, oh my gosh, like she is beautiful. I mean, like if you're into like a wet, dewy highlight that doesn't have glitter, nor is it like super crazy blinding, you need to check this one out. Like, look at all that shine. And also, it doesn't give me like that weird cast on my face either. The only thing I don't like about this highlight is that I wish you could buy like the colors individually, because for me, I'm not going to be using the one for darker skin tones because, you know, my skin tone is super fair. So I wish that it wouldn't be like a duo like this because of that. As for the brushes, overall, I am so impressed with these. Like, the bristles are really nice. Like, they are not scratchy, they're not itchy feeling. And that's a problem I have a lot with cheaper and more affordable brushes, is that they always make my skin feel like really scratchy after using them, and these ones definitely did not do that for me. And I really love this highlighter brush. I loved using it with the highlighter that came in this collection. It just applied it so nicely. And also, this little blending brush is literally perfection. If you want something to go in your crease for intricate detail work, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. The only brush I didn't like was this little flat shader brush. It just did not hold eyeshadow for me. I don't know if it's because you're supposed to use it with a cream or what's going on with it, but this is the only one I did not like today. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend the Jungle Rock collection to you guys? And honestly, I had a lot of fun using it today, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you're interested in either the products or if you want to support Bretman, because I feel like this collection is just a really great price point, and also it's just really fun. It has fun packaging and overall really just fun colors. But I will say the eyeshadow palette, you know, those two shades were the only ones that gave me any problems. The other ones were absolutely amazing, and the only thing I wouldn't probably recommend was that one eyeshadow brush, but other than that, all of the other products have been absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to use them again. But yeah, so in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look, and also let me know if you're going to be picking up any of the items from this collection. But as always though, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a like. And also, if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kitten. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!